everyone, welcome to the Crazy Desert Knitting channel. This channel focuses on knitting, crocheting, and other yarn related topics. I am Mel, the Crazy Desert Knitter, coming to you from sunny Phoenix, Arizona. I am so glad you guys are here with me today. If you are a new viewer, welcome to the Crazy Desert Knitting family. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I am so glad you guys are here today. Okay, so a couple of things that we're going to go over today: what I've done, what I'm doing, what I hope to do, where I've been for the last 3 months, and what's kind of going on with the whole lighting situation today. We'll see. All right, first and foremost, if you guys are looking for any show notes, check out the description box down there. Woohoo! In there, the first item is going to be, what am I wearing today? Today I'm wearing the Kakano Hat, if I'm pronouncing that right, from Francoise Danoy. Again, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Give you guys a quick look. I'll scoot closer to the camera and give you a quick show, and then I'll back up again. Okay, so that is my hat. I love this hat. It is made out of COBASI Plus. It is a worsted weight cotton bamboo. I think there's actually some acrylic. I don't know. Let's read. I got some over here. Cotton bamboo nylon silk. No, wait. That's a lie. Cotton, bamboo, silk, elastic, nylon. I can read a label. It is worsted weight. It is great. It is like my favorite hat ever. Okay, it's my second favorite hat. If anybody has actually watched a previous video, you'll know what my favorite hat is. It's my second favorite hat. And it kind of went with the shirt, so I kind of went with it today. So that's what it is. Okay, next. Whole lighting camper thing. So I don't know if anybody watched my last stash enhancement video, but if you did, right afterwards, I actually wound up breaking my tripod. I was putting it away and I busted my tripod. So I had to buy a new tripod. Well, this tripod comes with a light attached to it. And I'm actually filming at night tonight because the house is quiet. Crazy concept. Welcome to everybody being home. And things going on, and so the house is always really, really noisy. Well, tonight my house is quiet, so I decided to take the opportunity and try to film. And because I'm filming at night, there's no natural lighting that I typically have as part of my videos. So I was like, well, maybe this light's gonna work. If it turns out I don't like it, I will not use it again. Because I can't always tell what I see on my camera is not always what translates to being seen on YouTube. I don't know why. Sometimes it's the color, sometimes it's the size of the screen that I'm looking at, things like that. From what I'm seeing, it actually looks pretty good right now. If that changes, I'll change it in the next video. I'm going to apologize up front. Alrighty. Okay, so where have I been the last few months? Oh, last thing on the lighting. If you guys see it coming through my glasses, I will try to keep my head down. If I pop it up, you guys can see like you see a circle in my glasses. I don't know why, but that's the light. That's the lights. So I do apologize. I'll try to keep my head like pointed down so it doesn't pop into my glasses and distract everybody. Okay, so where have I been the last 3 months? I've had an utter lack of creativity, or what I consider an utter lack of creativity. The last 3 months or so. I have gone through a lot of stash yarn, and what I'm showing you guys as completed objects today or projects today isn't even all of the stash yarn I've done. It's just what I know I haven't shown you and stuff that isn't already given to charity typically. I had an utter lack of creativity the last couple of months. You know, all my creativity went into my job and just kind of the minimalistic stuff that I was doing and stuff that wasn't giving me great inspiration. And so it's taken me a really long time to finish some things. And that you know, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that utter lack of creativity. I'm used to the lack of time. I'm used to the lack of space and quiet to film a video for you guys. To give you guys some yarn inspiration, but I'm not used to lack of inspiration for myself and lack of creativity on my own part, and that's very abnormal for me. I have a feeling part of that we can chalk up to lovely 2020 and the crazy stuff that we are going through today for ourselves. I don't know. So that's what it is. Sorry, I didn't have it. That, and with everybody in the house, when I did have the creativity to do something, it was very hard to film a video once I was done with it because of the fact that everybody is in the house right now. And as a result, my house is very loud. And because my house is so loud, it's really hard to film because my camera picks up all sound. So that's all I got. I mean, it's the basic 2020 that everybody else is going through. I got nothing else. Nothing special. So, you know, life's all good here, just so everybody knows. You know, I've been working a lot, so some craziness there. If you guys hear Jay snoring in the hall, don't be surprised. He likes to snore in the hall. It's his new favorite place. Okay, so that's all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump into some finished objects for today. And there's quite a few of them that I brought out for us. However, it's not everything that I've done. And it's not even everything I remember doing. But there you go. So, the first couple of things I'm going to show you. These are just a basic knit hat that I made. This one turned into a self-striping hat on sheer accident's sake. It was literally the yarn that did it for me. I didn't. It is just a ribbing, a 2x2 ribbing at the bottom. And then it just goes into stockinette stitch at the top. There isn't really a pattern for this. I think I cast on 80 stitches, 86 stitches, something like that. This one here, I wrote it down. This one here is Isaac Mizrahi yarn by Premier. So this was made out of Isaac Mizrahi yarn by Premier in the Skyscraper colorway. I believe it's a heavy worsted yarn, if not a light bulky. But I thought the hat turned out really kind of cute. I mean, it's a very basic hat, but it's really kind of a cute hat. So that's the first thing I finished. Putting this back to the side here. The second thing I finished was actually just a baby version of that. So again, this is the same hat, but just a lot less stitches around, and it's also made out of DK weight yarn. So I think this one has 60 stitches around out of DK. Again, 2x2 rib at the bottom, stockinette stitch at the top. Again, I think it's 60 stitches, but don't quote me on that. And apparently it's got a lot of hair in it. This is made out of Berroco Ultra Alpaca Violet. I had some left over from a couple other projects and hats and things and stuff that I did. So it just became the leftover hat, basically. So it became a baby hat. But again, really nice, cute. Did the job. Okay. Also, over this time frame, I did a few washcloths. I know that, and I found them, so that's why I'm showing them to you guys. So this is the first one I did. This is out of 100% cotton by Hobby Lobby. It is a gradient. And this cotton, I would actually call it a sport weight cotton, almost a fingering weight. It's a very light finger. It's a heavy fingering, light sport weight yarn. Got a little bit of an ombre effect going on in there. Not quite as ombre as I was hoping it was going to be. It definitely goes from dark purple to light purple to gray to light gray. But again, it was knit on the bias, so it got larger and then it got smaller. You know, you guys can figure that out. Again, just basic. The next one, woo! This was a pattern. I don't know whose pattern. I don't know what pattern. I honestly don't know. But it is crochet. And this was made out of this. I know what this is. This is actually, I know, I didn't really prepare for the washcloths because I kind of forgot about them until just now. So this is a washcloth that is crocheted out of the 100% Cotton Aran by Paintbox. It has not been washed or used yet, but that's what it is. I don't know who wrote the pattern. My guess for who wrote the pattern is Creative Grandma. Now, I will link Creative Grandma down in the description box below. But she's typically where I get a lot of my washcloth patterns from. But I don't know if it actually came from her because I don't know what the pattern name is. And based on what I'm seeing, I probably won't be able to find it. But again, I'm guessing Creative Grandma. Okay, so this one here, this one I know, okay, I think that's actually backwards. Okay, there we go. This one I know is a Creative Grandma pattern. I just don't know which pattern. I know it's crocheted. You guys can see that. It is made out of the same yarn as the first washcloth at Ombre. You guys can see like the darker and the lighter coming out the top there. Again, it's crocheted. I don't know the pattern name, but it is by Creative Grandma. Again, linked down below. I wish I knew the name of the pattern. I can't even tell you which one it is because I can't find it again. So this is another Creative Grandma because again, it's the same pattern as the last one. I don't know if you guys are actually seeing that very well, but so it's the same pattern as the last one I just showed you with the thinner yarn, but this is made out of Hobby Lobby's 100% I Love This Cotton. Again, Creative Grandma. Okay, there's that. I also finished my Fruits and Veggies hat. Now, my Fruits and Veggies hat came in a little like kit box. It came looking like this. Woo, there he goes. It came looking like this and the pattern's in the back. So I can get that light and box. It doesn't really matter the pattern. It's not really anything special. It turns out this is crochet. I originally purchased this thinking it was knit. And I also purchased this thinking that it was going to be a pumpkin. It's not. It's an orange. I originally thought this was going to be a pumpkin. I swear. I thought it had like a little brown stem. And if I had little brown yarn, I would have made a little brown stem and made it a pumpkin. Because to me, it makes more sense as a pumpkin than it does as an orange. Now, also, I cast on the right number of stitches. I double checked the hook size and everything. I even had somebody that was crochet smart instead of me look at the hook size and how many I cast on, and she counted for me. I cast on the right number of stitches. I used the right size hook. This is the size that I came up with, and I have a whole bunch of leftover yarn. So I don't know what happened, but it's cute, it's small. I'll give it to a friend who's got a kid, basically like a baby, you know. So again, it is a crochet hat. The kit came with the leaves pre-done. So the leaves were pre-done and they just gave you the orange stuff to do the orange yarn to do the hat with. So that's my Fruits and Veggie hat. Okay, so my last two items that I've actually finally finished are something that's a little more involved. The first thing I finished is the rustic, all the stripes out of Rustic Lace. And this pattern is by Ella Ray. You guys want to see the pattern? It's right here. So it's all the stripes by Ella Ray. And it is, put this back over here. So I don't put it back, I'm just going to lose it, and that's never a good sign. It's made out of Rustic Lace. And there is a whole rainbow of colors here in the Rustic Lace. And you repeat it like 4 times, and you wind up with this circular scarf that's like 55 inches long. And it's really, really beautiful. And I really enjoyed doing it. I don't know what it was. It's not blocked yet, so sorry. Yeah, but it's really beautiful. It turned out really, really well. It can be fall, winter, spring, whatever you kind of want it, because the color ranges from, again, the fall, winters to the pinks, blues, and purples of the summer. So, I don't know, it's really beautiful. I do have a whole bunch of some leftovers. The way that the pattern reads is you do about 10 rows of everything, or you knit 10 rows. I knit a little bit tighter, so I got a little bit left of all the colors, all the rustic lace. So I might do like a really short, thin scarf or something out of all of the pieces and just do one piece to the next until it's done, because I've got enough of those pieces left. But I really like this. It will be blocked eventually, maybe, possibly, if I get around to it. We'll see. But again, I really enjoyed this. This actually kind of brought my mojo back, I guess, is what I'm going to say. My knitting mojo. And the reason why is because I love the color changes. I liked the changing from one color to the next. If anybody else does this pattern, I would actually suggest making your rows a little bit bigger and say like 15 rows and only repeat it 3 times, not 4. So instead of 10, do 15 and then repeat 3 times and not 4 times. But again, you can make your own judgment calls. But I really enjoyed this scarf. Really, really nice. The rustic lace was beautiful, and it is rustic lace. It's not, it's a little bit scratchier. It's a little bit, when you're working with it, it's a little bit stiffer. I know somebody else who has the kit and who's also made, this came out in a kit, by the way. I know somebody else who's made the kit, and she's like, oh, it's a little scratchy to work with when you first work with it. She goes, but I blocked it. I soaked it and I blocked it. And it is the softest thing now. So I can't wait until I block it, or I soak it and I block it to make it really nice and soft. So there you go. Whew, wow, this video seems to be taking forever. Okay, last thing I have to do, or the last one for finished objects that I'm going to show you. Again, it's been a while, guys. Make sure I'm showing you the right side of this. Nope, turn around. Yes. Okay, so this, I'm going to read it off my notes here, is the Renewal Shawl by Jessica Miles. And I knit this out of Juniper Moon Farms Findley and Findley Dapple. So it is a, I think they call it a pie shape or a half pie, but it's a crescent. It's really a crescent. I think they actually call it a crescent. It is a crescent shaped shawl. And I will tell you, this was the second thing that really brought back my knitting mojo. So if you look at this up close, this end detailing here is absolutely gorgeous. The middle knitting here, let's see if I can get that, is beautiful. It looks like little like leaf buds and rose buds and all that stuff. But the true stunning piece of this is this edging. And this edging, if you guys will notice, it's the same Findley, Juniper Moon's Findley that I purchased, that I showed you guys in, it smells good. I soaked it and I blocked it. That's why it looks so pretty. So it's the same Findley that that I showed you guys in the last haul, the last stash enhancement, and that became the border. And it just so happens that that same exact brown is actually in this section here. Now this Findley Dapple is this actual, like, I don't know what you want to call it, like a marled colored area, this color changing area here. And I think this one's called Roast Turkey, is this color here. I don't think they make it anymore. And then this one here is just Findley. And then this one is Cocochino or something. I can actually tell you what it is. Let's see. I have it, I swear. Da, da. Yeah, it is Cocochino. Cocochino, which is number 48. E48. Hang on, put that down. You can't see that, but it doesn't matter. It turned out to be this really beautiful color. This one here. And it turned out really great in this lace. I'm going to put that away before I drop it on something. But this turned out really beautiful. Now, it's not something that, you know, if it was just, so you knit the roasted turkey and the pink part. Unfortunately, I don't know what the pink name is. I inherited the yarn from somebody and I didn't have a nice little tag to tell me what color it was. So you knit the roast turkey and this pink section here, and then you pick up, you knit this edging side to side and you bind off as you go. So it took forever, but it is, when I got it done and blocked, I didn't see it until I blocked it. I will be honest with you. It is just gorgeous. Okay. So this is the second thing that really brought back my knitting mojo. I was really, really excited about that. Now, I will tell you, I do have 16 other finished projects, but because I know there are a few people that watch some of my videos that would be receiving these because they are part of my local yarn group, I will not be showing them to you. It was just beautiful. Okay, so now that I've finished all of the finished objects or projects that I know of, I will go on to my whips right now. I currently have 2. And they're basically, one of them's the same one that you guys saw back in March. So let me grab them. So this here is my Convergence top by Yumiko Alexander. And it is being knit. So this is one of the pieces. You guys can't really see the pattern very well right now. It's really bright. Okay. So you guys can kind of see the pattern that flows through here. Nope, you can't. Oh, there it goes. You guys can kind of see the textural pattern that flows through here. It's ribbed on this side, and then it's a vertical rib here, and then it's a horizontal rib here, which is kind of cool. And it's a little bit slouchy, and it's meant to be a little bit more drapey. So that's what I think is the back. As it turns out, apparently I didn't read the pattern very well. This here is the front. Now, I have approximately like 16 rows left to go on the neck for the front. And then I can bind off and block it. So actually, by the time you see this video, I'm actually hoping to have it sewn together. I'm meeting with a friend of mine who is part of my local yarn group who knows some really great finishing techniques for garments that I'm hoping to employ. So I did make some modifications with my 2 pieces here. I will tell you about those when it's actually finished. As it turns out, the front is actually supposed to be 10 stitches larger than the back. Well, for me, that doesn't really help me much. My shoulders are typically the worst part of me, or the largest part of me, I wouldn't say. So my back is going to be larger than my front. And they're supposed to be blocked to the same size. So we'll see. We'll see how this all works out. If I don't like it and I can't get it blocked to my size, I'll block it to my mom's size and she'll get a new shirt. That's kind of what I sit there thinking. But if you guys will notice, this yarn is the same yarn. This is 100% bamboo in Pacific Blue by Southwest Trading Company. It was part of my driftwood tee at one point in time. I have since frogged my driftwood tee, and the yarn became part of this garment here. So I'm hoping it's going to finish off really, really well. So again, hopefully by the time you guys actually see this video, that will be all sewn together. Now, last but not least, what is currently in my works in progress. I have a friend who is having a baby, and she asked if she's a huge Disney fan, and so she wanted, I was like, okay, what kind of, I was like, I'm going to make you a tummy time rug. So I can make everybody else tummy time rugs. I made a friend of ours a tummy time rug. She saw it. She really wanted one for herself. So she asked if I would make her one. I said, sure, that'll be your baby gift. Let me know what kind you want. Well, she came up with a mouse tummy time rug. So it doesn't look like much right now. It is currently a giant circle. Ooh, that turned out to be like really wonky colors. It's currently just a giant crocheted circle. Nothing special yet about this. I have no idea if it's going to work. I don't know what's going on with it. It is made out of Paintbox Simply Aran, which is a 100% acrylic yarn. I will be using black, and for the bow, I will possibly be using red. Wow. Really hope that doesn't turn up quite this bright on camera. Well, actually, never does. It looked like the same like when I showed you guys the other time. So I've got white, red, and black for the mouth, the eyes, the bow, all that kind of stuff. So the main mouse head is going to be black. The bow and part of the mouth is going to be red, and then mouth and eyes are white, obviously. So again, this is Paintbox Simply Aran. It's an Aran weight, which is lovely. It is also 100% acrylic, so it's nice and washable, so the kid can throw up on it and all that kind of fun jazz. That is my goal. I am knitting it with 3 strands held together at the same time, which I don't know if you guys can see here, but there is 3 strands here. And it is all held together at the same time as I make this. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see what happens. Okay, so that is all of my current projects. What am I hoping to do coming up soon? So if you guys watched my last stash enhancement video, a friend of mine said she really wanted my Kakano hat, and she really liked the yarn that I was using. So I went ahead and I purchased some COBASI Plus in this lovely green shade, and we have a name for this green shade. Simply Sage. Simply Sage Green. And I don't know if I'm going to be making the Kakano hat or if I'm going to be doing a different pattern, and I'm totally going to mess up the name here. Cocochino? I'm going to write it on the screen. Sorry guys, I totally messed that up. Cocochino hat. It's another one of, I'm going to call it Francoise Danoy. Again, I'm sorry. It's another one of her patterns. So I really want to knit that pattern, and I think my friend will like it a lot. So I think I'm going to send it to her saying, hey, can I knit you this one instead? Because I really want to try it. But again, this is going to be made out of COBASI Plus. So it's a really nice, beautiful yarn. Then also, after the rug, I'm going to be making a few Christmas colorwork stockings. And so I'm going to be using red and white for those. So I'm going to be making a couple of Christmas stockings. There are going to be a couple of dog ones, and I think I've got like a deer pattern and something else. And so that's what that is. And then possibly a colorwork hat just to get me back into the stream of colorwork, I think. Because it's been a while since I've done a colorwork anything. And typically if I start on a hat, it's a little bit easier than stockings. So, okay. So that is everything that I have finished. That is everything that I'm currently working on. That's a little bit of what I hope to have coming up next, which if you guys can't tell, I'm kind of inspired by colorwork at the moment. So I hope something that I've shown you guys today has inspired you to continue knitting and crocheting and creating your own beautiful works yourself. Thank you guys so much for sitting through this. Sorry, it's kind of an odd video. It was a little bit rushed. It was a little bit weird. We'll get back on track soon, I promise. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos like this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there. If you guys are looking for any names of any patterns, designers, again, even I'm sorry if I mispronounced anybody's name, check out the description box below. It's all down there. And until next time, everyone, just keep knitting. Talk to you later. Bye.